Good morning. It's James from Pipe Doctor Home Services, and it's Thursday morning. I'm just leaving my first service call here in Plainview. It was for a annual heating maintenance on a Lochinvar combi boiler. It was 1, 2, 3, easy in and out. Did what we needed to do, no issues, no problems. Figured I'll just record a couple clips today of the different service calls. I have 3 calls in total, one's already done, so I have 2 more. I could always change because we've been decently busy lately, which is fantastic. I love staying busy. I don't want to just sit and do nothing. So anyway, I'm on my way to my next service call is in Merrick for a toilet and faucet that are running slow. Now, whether that means they're draining slow or the water pressure is low at the fixtures, I don't know yet. We'll find out when I get there. It's a returning customer that has used us several times. That has a heating service agreement with us, but not a plumbing service agreement. So we will have that conversation with her when I get to the home. But yeah, so I have that, and then my third call is in Woodmere, going back to a client who I snaked a pedestal sink drain for her a couple weeks ago. She has galvanized behind the wall. It's a 100-year-old home. I tried snaking it. I got maybe like 6 or 10 inches into the line, and that was about as far as I can go. So it was draining just slowly. It wasn't like, a super speedy draining fixture. She doesn't use the sink that often, but I recommended maybe if she tried some enzyme treatment, just to see. I mean, if it's galvanized and it's a closed up artery, that's the thing. I said to her, I could try snaking it again and I could try to forcefully go further, but with galvanized, it's like, you never know. And then now you have a sink that's draining semi-okay to one that's cracked with, the waistline in the wall on the second floor, and now your first floor ceiling's coming down. So take a look and see what that one's looking like. But yeah, so I'm just gonna put together a couple clips from each of these calls just so you guys can see, what my normal day looks like, and catch you on the other side. Thank you. All right, so we got the Lochinvar Noble Fire Tube. It's the NKC 199N model. We're here to do our annual maintenance on the system. So I already just got set up the flush for the domestic side of the heat exchanger. It's 8:15 in the morning, so I'm gonna let that go for about 25-30 minutes. Gonna pull the condensate, the acid neutralizer, pull that tray out. I'll get a bucket. We'll clean that up, get some new media in there. And then what I want to do is I want to actually just vacuum out the inside of this unit, gently, to just get it cleaned up so it's not so dusty. I mean, the components up here, everything else looks decently okay, but I just want to get it cleaned up a little bit so that this way we don't have all this dust inside of here. Check this domestic expansion tank. That's still good. Once we get the flush done, we get the neutralizer media replaced. We'll perform a combustion analysis on this. We'll get this unit back up and running. This customer does have a service maintenance agreement with us. So this is an included annual visit that they get at a highly discounted rate compared to what it would be normally. So once we go through it, we will, once we get this part of it done, we'll fire the system up, make sure that the heating zones are operating properly. It's already mid-March, and he hasn't had any issues or complaints for this winter. He's been super ecstatic to have us doing this for the past 6 years, and he hasn't had any major problems. So we'll get this finished up. I'm gonna go get a bucket so I can pull that out, and we'll get this vacuumed out as well. dust. There it is. So we got that vacuumed out. Obviously want to be like super gentle with vacuuming inside the boiler just because the components in there. You can see how yummy this looks. Ooh. Let's see how we look inside of there. Not bad. Not bad. So we'll get this cleaned up, wiped down, bring it out to the truck, put some new neutralizer media in it. This way he's good to go with this for another year. All right, so we got the neutralizer media replaced. Got the rocks with the baby pebbles in there as well. We will test that out afterwards just to make sure that the pump is functioning properly. Got a couple more minutes left on this. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna gently wipe down just the exterior components here just to clean it up a little bit. And then once we're done with that, we'll flush out the solution from the heat exchanger. We'll run the hot water, make sure that that's working properly. We'll do a combustion analysis and we'll be done with our first service call of the day. All right, so we got the unit up and running. So these high efficiency systems obviously have a much lower temperature, stack temperature, 9 parts per million in CO and almost 90% efficiency. Yep, 90%. Beauty. Tried cleaning up here, but this is all like spray foam from when they did this. The boiler must have been in here first. But we got it cleaned up, new neutralizer media, finished the flush, ran a couple buckets to get the chemical solution out of the heat exchanger. Now we got hot water running. Once I shut that off, we will test the 3 heating zones that the client has in the home. We're gonna print out, I'm gonna clipboard, where are you? I'm gonna clipboard this, we'll get it printed out, get this unit closed up, and we will be on to our next service call for the day. All right, so I'm at my second call here in Merrick, where the client is having a couple different issues, but one was that the bathroom sink was draining very slowly, so I just removed the pop-up, the plunger and the pop-up assembly, and was able to snake and clear that out so that this way it's draining properly. And the other issue she's having is, so about a week ago, she had a stoppage on her first floor bathroom toilet that she was able to plunge and clear it. But since then, now whenever she's flushing the toilet, it's getting crazy windy. Now whenever she flushes the toilet, there's gurgling coming from the other sinks that are upstairs, the kitchen sink and the bathroom sink. So it's usually one of two things. It's either an issue with the vent on the roof, which I saw it was 3-inch PVC. It looks like it's brand new. I didn't see any issues with that. Or it could be whatever she plunged in that toilet made its way down to the house trap in the basement, and it's partially clogging the house trap to where there's no backup or anything going on, but whenever you flush, you get that negative pressure that causes gurgling to happen. So I'm gonna get the house trap open, take a look inside, make sure nothing is obstructed or any issues, and then we'll see what it looks like on the other side. You know, it's amazing to me, these contractors that drive around in these fancy pickup trucks that do all this work in people's homes. We got our clean out, heading out to the main sewer line. This is my fresh air vent. So normally, the fresh air vent is right before the house trap. So can you guess where the clean out plugs are for the house side and the street side of the house trap? Yep, underneath here. I found one right there. It's buried in cement. I literally have to chop all of this out just to get this clean out open. And it's like, yeah, I could open up that, but all I'm gonna see is the sewer going out. I wanna see what the house trap looks like, see what the condition is, and if it's compromised at all. You know, people that do stuff like this truly amaze me. You know, they think they know everything, and yeah, they might do decent quality work, but then they do things like this where they screw the next guy over that has to come back. All right, well, see if we can get it open. So I got that house trap open. Can't believe they do stuff like that. and make it impossible for a service technician to come back and actually service things in the future. But anyway, I got the house trap open, saw no obstructions, flushed the toilet upstairs with toilet paper and recorded it on my work phone. I watched it back and you could see the water with the toilet paper flowing through the house trap. I flushed the downstairs toilet. I ran multiple fixtures between the showers, faucets, stuff like that, running everything at the same time. And everything's going out to the sewer. Where this customer is located in Nassau County, she's on sewers, she's not on cesspool, so we know that that's not an issue. My prior employer, we did a lot of work in Suffolk. A lot of times we'd have cesspool problems. We were in a cesspool company, so we'd be like, all right, just call them. But yeah, so after I inspected that, I put a lead fit-all plug in just to have it be easier in the future. God forbid we do need to come back and do a mainline snaking or anything along those lines. And I spoke with the homeowner. I said, look, I augured the toilet for good measure with no results. I opened up your main sewer line, saw no obstructions, no issues. House trap is clean as a whistle. The last thing I could do is I could set up an appointment where I come back with an extension ladder, go up on the roof, and stick my drain camera down the vent pipe. It's a 3-inch vent pipe sticking out of the roof. And she's like, no. She's like, I don't, that won't be necessary. I feel happy that, all my drains are fine and I don't have any issues. She's like, I was really concerned about having a backup. She's got family staying with her, so there's 6 people in the home. And so she was really just concerned about backups. But she was like, I'm not bothered by the noise. She's like, I'll see if it goes away. If not, maybe I'll call you guys back in a little while, like a month or two, and set up an appointment for you to come back and go up on the roof. And I'm like, yeah, that's fine. If that's how you want to proceed, that's more than okay with me. Verified, documented everything, wrote it all down, took pictures, sent her an invoice. So now I'm on my way to Woodmere, to that call that I was talking about this morning, where I'm going back to try re-snaking a pedestal sink. I would love to use the new rigid, the K912 flex shaft snake that I purchased last night, but since it's galvanized, it makes me a little bit nervous, just because galvanized could be very brittle, especially on the bottom, where like the drain flow is over all the years. So I'm gonna see what the client wants me to do and leave it up to her. I'll let her know, look, I have this machine, I could try it this way, I could try again with my previous pistol snake. Either way, they're both risky and there's a good chance that something could break. If that's how you want to proceed, then let's go for it and leave it up to her. I don't make decisions for people. I let them decide. I just make them fully aware of what happens. That's the best thing you could do as a service technician, is just make people aware of everything and then let them make the decision. So at least this way, if things go south and you tell them about it, there's no surprises with it. Full transparency is the best way of going about things. So yeah, so I'm going to get over to there. Be there in probably like a half hour or so. It's 11:20 right now. So once we get over there, we'll see what we got going on. I don't know if I'm going to be able to record it because she's a helicopter customer and I don't mind being watched over, but I also want to be respectful when I'm in people's homes and I don't want to be recording their property if they're not okay with it. So we'll see what happens when I get over there. Oh, drain cleaning. I love it when you get it. I hate it when it turns into like a project and a half. So obviously that short clip was me fighting. I forgot. It was PVC sticking out of the wall, but I'm like 99.99999% certain that there's galvanized behind the wall, because I put the chain knocker in, got like 5 feet in, and then the clutch kept engaging. And then I tried with my cable snake, got like 5 feet in. I tried again, and then I got like 10, 15 feet worth of cable in. And I was like, hell yeah, I got it. Let's go. And go figure, I put the trap back together underneath the sink. I turn the sink on. Literally like 30 seconds into running the sink, it starts filling up. I'm like, this makes no sense. So now I'm going to be cutting the wall open on the backside because I want to see what the piping looks like. And if I could just cut it out and repipe it, or if I can cut open an access and snake it from there. We'll see. We'll see what we find on the other side of this 100-year-old home here in Woodmere, New York. Wish me the best of luck. Now it's raining. It's great. All right, let's see what happens. Yummy. One last cut. One last cut. And we can run PVC up to this pedestal. It's 4:30. Almost there. Yeah, so I got that riser out. There's no shot in the world I was getting that clear. Look at that. Insane. Well, I'm happy I have it out. I can start running the PVC. Get the hell out of here. Well, unfortunately, I couldn't get a video of the finished product, but we got it done. It's 6:45 at night. I'm tired, but I'm ecstatic that I got it fixed. Sometimes you gotta stay late and you gotta do what you gotta do for your clients to get them back up and running. There's no sense in complaining because that doesn't make the situations better. You just enjoy the moments that we have. Be thankful that we get to work in the trades and that artificial intelligence can't take our jobs. So, anywho, got it all done. I hope you guys enjoy all the clips from today. It turned out to be a pretty wild day. I mean, I was at this client's house for almost like 7 hours. But we got it done. She's happy. I'm happy. It's over with. I'm going home. I got those, if you ever go to Costco, you get those stuffed peppers that they have with the cheese on them. I'm so excited to go home and eat that. I'm absolutely starving right now. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching and tuning in. Consider leaving a like and subscribing to my channel. I try to post as regularly as I can, and I always appreciate your guys' feedback. I get a lot of comments and a lot of feedbacks and tips and all these different things, and I read all of them. So I really appreciate when you guys reach out. So I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your evening. I hope tomorrow you have a happy Friday, and take care. Have a good night.